This is what I'm feeling like. Da, 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 da. Let me tell you what I'm feeling like. Da, 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 da. Yo, what up, though, people? Like to welcome you back to the Keep the C Note podcast. As always, I am your boy Brown. Shout out to everybody that's tuned in. If this your first time tuning in, salute to you. Please do me a favor, make sure you hit the sub button. Everybody that's tuned in, please make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you hit the bell so you can stay notified when we drop new content. And don't be afraid to leave a comment if you agree with something, if you disagree with something, if you want to correct me on something, or if you just want to call me a Oouuber. Let me know in the comments. And please share this video with somebody that likes to talk sports and entertainment like you so that we can all talk that talk together. Funniest thing I've seen so far this week had to be the Rolly Ramirez Ishmael Barroso fight. Tony Weeks, I don't know what's going on with Tony Weeks. Usually he's a good referee, but he needs to be drug tested ASAP, and he needs to be suspended ASAP. And if he fails that drug test, he should face criminal charges for robbery. Him and Rolly Ramirez, they robbed that boy Barroso. I'm keeping it a C-No. Tony Weeks stopped the fight for no reason. Barroso was ahead on all three judges' cards. Yikes. And not just did he get that wrong, but he scored the knockdown for Rolly Ramirez that wasn't even a knockdown. Now, I've never seen Tony Weeks that much off. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if he was, celebrating Mother's Day a little early. Maybe he was sipping something, sniffing something, smoking something. I don't know. But he got it wrong. He messed up. I'm keeping it a C-Note. Rolly Ramirez at the end of the fight, he's talking Ryan Garcia and doing it for pay-per-view. Here's the thing, right? I wouldn't mind seeing Rolly fight Ryan Garcia at 140, but not pay-per-view. Those guys ain't pay-per-view material. Rolly just helped rob. He stole a belt. He just stole a belt. Ryan Garcia, he just now getting up from the body shot Tank Davis hit him with. He's a quitter. So, again, I would like to see those two fight, just not on pay-per-view. I'm keeping it a C-Note. What's your thoughts on it? Did Tony Weeks get it wrong? Should they drug test him? Yes, no, keep it a C-Note. Rolly Ryan Garcia, are you paying pay-per-view money to watch that fight? Yes, no, let me know. I'm definitely not. I'm keeping it a C-Note. Ja Morant is back at it again, people. Ja Morant is back at it again, people. The Memphis Grizzlies have suspended Ja Morant upon an investigation by the NBA over more social media footage. Allegedly, this guy's in another video flashing a gun again. I just don't know what to say, people. What's your thoughts on Ja Morant, the latest suspension? Should the suspension roll over into next season? Yes, no, keep it a C-Note. I was going to grind Ja Morant up, but obviously this may be a mental health situation. Now, I know I'm the same one to say we can't run the mental health for everything, but clearly this has to be one of them moments. Now, let's just look at it. Ja Morant was suspended earlier in the season for 8 games. He just signed a new contract in the offseason before the season started. If he made all NBA team, his contract would have turned Supermax. So being as though he missed that 8-game suspension, 23 games total, he did not make an all-NBA team. But we all know he didn't make the all-NBA team because of the suspension. How do we know that? Because Dame Lillard missed one more game than Ja Morant. wasn't in the playoffs, and Dame Lillard made all NBA third team. Ja Morant didn't. Ja Morant was the number 2 seed. Dame averaged 32, 6 more. But Ja again averaged 26 and 8. So we know it was that. So now you just jeopardized 39 million. You lost that. You say, F it, let's just show some more guns. Let's lose more of the money. It's like ridiculous right now. But I found something interesting. Somebody told me that Ja Morant is acting like this because he's overachieved. And I'm like, how did he overachieve? And they said basically Ja Morant, high school was overlooked even when he played on a team with Zion Williamson. He was always overlooked. Went to a small school out of nowhere. He took off, came into the NBA, and now he's living a life where most people would say he overachieved because 10 years ago or 6 years ago, a lot of these people weren't even thinking that Ja Morant was going to make the league. I don't know if that's the case or not, but my guy, you in the league now, so even if you did overachieve and nobody believed in you, it's time to get it together before you lose it all. I don't know what you're trying to prove. Okay, we get it. You ride around with guns or you stay around people with guns. But don't ruin your whole career over these guns, kid. Because if you go back in them trenches, if you have to go back in them trenches, you may really have to use them guns. Let's not even let it go that far. I'm just keeping it a C note. Shout out Jayson Tatum. Jayson Tatum got busy in Game 7 versus the Sixers closeout game. He put up 51 points. Yikes. And I don't know if Jayson Tatum is the new face of the league as far as the Americans go, but I know Boston, they've been there damn near every year since he's been in the league. So shout out Jayson Tatum. Now that it's over, we got the conference finals settled. We got the Boston Celtics, Miami Heat. This is a rematch from the bubble season 2023. Both conference finals are. So keep it to see, who do you like? Do you like Boston? Do you like Miami? Who's going to the chip? Let me know. I'm going to go with Boston. I think the lack of firepower is definitely going to hurt Miami this next round. With the Knicks, it was all good. Now, don't get me wrong, Miami played defense, but I think they're going to need a little bit more. And Jimmy Butler can only guard one of those two guys, so I got Boston. One thing that I do find funny about Boston, and I do find funny about people like Gilbert Arenas, because I always harp on when Gilbert Arenas, J.J. Redick, when them type of people hate on guys from the 80s and 90s. I seen something what Gilbert Arenas said, especially the guys in the 80s, they couldn't go both ways. They can only use one hand. They all had one hand. Well, I just witnessed Jayson Tatum give the Sixers 51. And this guy can't dribble with his left hand. He can't go left. Now, he could go right, spin back left and all that. But Jayson Tatum does not have a left hand. And to make matters even worse, Jalen Brown doesn't have a left hand. And you would think after Golden State exposed them last year in the finals, they would have worked on their handle, but neither one of them guys have handles. Both of them guys average over 20 points a game in the NBA. They both were all NBA. Gilbert Arenas, J.J. Redick, all of you guys knock it off whenever you put them theories out there that 80s players or 90s players couldn't thrive today. Knock it off, please. I always told Vito, we all growing up, if you grew up in the 90s, if you grew up in the early 2000s, everyone had that one old head that would give you 40, and he can only go right. He'd give you 40, he can only go left. We still have that in today's league. Jayson Tatum, Jalen Brown are a perfect example of that. I'm just keeping it a C note. But again, people, Boston Celtics, Miami Heat, Eastern Conference Finals. Who do you got? Keep it a C note, let me know. As far as the Sixers, same story. Again, knocked off in the second round. And this is about the third year that I'm going to say it. Every year the Sixers fans jump on me. Pause. This year is real, though. It's time to make changes. It's time to get rid of Embiid. I don't want to hear all that. He was an MVP. Embiid finished with 15 points. I've never seen an MVP perform like that in a closeout game. So if y'all want to be hype over that MVP award that he got, cool, y'all can roll with him. But it's time for Joel Embiid to go. The process has been a failure. I mean, let's just keep it a C note. Because I know a lot of Sixers fans still want to defend him and all that. We said Brett Brown was the problem. They got rid of Brett Brown. Said Ben Simmons is the problem. Got rid of Ben Simmons. Now a lot of us are saying Doc Rivers is the problem. We need to get rid of Doc Rivers. No, the problem is Joel Embiid. Joel Embiid is that horse that'll get you close to the finish line, but then he needs some killers with him that's going to pull you the rest of the way. He's not that guy that's going to get you to the finish line. I don't know how many more years you want to waste. Harden only had 9 points. He's a free agent. We know he's probably going out unless he try to pull a 211. Where else do you go? If you don't have Harden, and Harden wasn't even half of a Robin that we needed, but if you don't got Harden and you still just got Embiid, at best you get to a second round again. Then what? You just rolling the dice every year until he has that major injury that labels him damaged goods. Take phone calls right now for Joel Embiid. Get you a nice package deal. Get Embiid out of here. You know what I'm saying? Also get Doc Rivers out of here as well. I'm just keeping it a C note. Let me ask y'all a question though, because there's a lot of names floating around. If the Sixers were to fire Doc Rivers, who should they hire as a coach? I'm hearing Nick Nurse, Budenholzer, Monty Williams. Who you think? Who you got? Keep it a C note. Me personally, I wouldn't hire none of them guys. I would actually probably give Sam Cassell a try. He's been on that bench for a minute, and I ain't gonna lie, in that Game 7, it looked like a couple times he was getting that Doc. It looked like at least once on that sideline he was getting that Doc. I'm just keeping it a C note. But again, I'm saying it's that time, people. Sixers fans, it's that time for Embiid to go. What's your thoughts on it? Is that no cat? Should you call me an Uber? Keep it a C note. But let me know. Let me know if you think it's time for Embiid to go. What would be a nice package deal? What would be a nice team to send him to? Keep it a C note. Let me know. I don't care where you send him, but it's about time for him to go. That's just my thoughts on it. I'm keeping it a C note. Western Conference Finals. We got the Denver Nuggets. We got the Los Angeles Lakers. Rematch from the bubble as well. Also a rematch from, I think, 09 Finals. Keep it a C note. Is this the year Joker goes to the NBA Finals? Yes, no, let me know. I don't think so. Personally, I think the Lakers win. I got LA. I got Boston. I always had LA in the winner out of Philly and Boston. I don't know why I'm not giving Miami no chance, because I know Jimmy Butler is a killer. But I just got, I don't know. I just think this new face of the NBA has to come in some point. Pause. I think Jayson Tatum may be that face of the NBA. You know, I just think LeBron was going to get that last run. This is the last go-round for LeBron. You know what I mean? For me personally. So again, I want to ask y'all a question, but first, LA Lakers, Denver Nuggets, Western Conference Finals. Who you got? Keep it a C note. I recently had a discussion with my man, and he's a LeBron Stanley. You hear me? Shout out to all the LeBron stans that got on our reel and tried to grind me up. Shout out to y'all. I love y'all. I love making y'all upset. Y'all don't want to hear nothing bad about LeBron. But I said after the next 2 seasons, if LeBron, even if he doesn't have a major injury and he's 40 playing in the NBA, I said LeBron will be averaging around 18 points a game in 2 years just by looking at the way he's playing now. And my homie told me, like, nah, LeBron in 2 years at 40 will still be averaging 23 to 25 points. What's your thoughts on that? Do you agree with my homie? Should you call him a Uber? Keep it a C note, let me know. Before we get out of here, we got that Angie Martinez. Shout out to Angie Martinez. She got the show about Biggie, and it's been trending a lot lately. Clark Kent was on record for saying The Chronic is not a classic album because it has a skip on it. Keep it a C note. What's your thoughts on that? I mean, technically a classic album shouldn't have any skips on it. But if your album got about 18 songs on it, I mean, come on. And it's funny he said that because Clark Kent is involved with Biggie and he was involved with Jay-Z. And for sure, like, I know most people love Life After Death better than Ready to Die. Don't get me the wrong. Ready to Die was grimy. It was a nice joint. But Ready to Die had skips on it. Reasonable Doubt. I love Reasonable Doubt. Top 2 favorite Jay-Z album. But it has skips on it. I still consider them classics. I don't know. But I do see a lot of people lately have been saying if it has a skip on it, it's not a classic. And here's my reply to that. Just play Nas Illmatic, and you ain't got to worry about skips or if it's a classic or not, because everything is stamped. I'm keeping it a C note with you. I'm about to wrap this episode up. Again, I appreciate everybody for tuning in. It's your first time tuning in. Salute to you. Please do me a favor. Make sure you hit the sub button. Everybody that's tuned in, please make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you hit the bell so you can stay notified when we drop new content. Don't be afraid to leave a comment if you agree, if you disagree, you want to correct me on something, or if you just want to call me an Uber. Let me know in the comments. Just make sure you keep it a C note. And please share this video with someone that likes to talk sports and entertainment just like you, so that we can all talk that talk together. As always, I am your boy Brown. Please tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend to tell everybody. Keep the C note. I holla at y'all.
This is what I'm feeling like. Da, 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 da. Let me tell you what I'm feeling like. Da, 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 da.